Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I got a new disc from Discmania and it is touted as Discmania's most understable disc ever. Let's see if that's true. Let's go. Hey guys, if you've been around for a minute, you know that Discmania is definitely not known for understable discs. In fact, it's probably the opposite. They probably have some of the most stable discs on the market, but they just came out with a disc called the Function here, and it's touted as their most understable disc yet. It's a nice understable 9-speed disc. So we're gonna go test it out in the field here, and I might have some other discs that are in the same category from different disc manufacturers that we're gonna test it against. Let's see how this flies. All right, first off, it feels really good. It's got a nice dome to it. Parting line for sure is pretty low. So if you guys don't know, the parting line is kind of where the disc comes to a point, and you can kind of see where the manufacturer has a little line on the side. So if the line is lower than it is higher, that usually means it's going to be an understable disc. So that's a pretty good indication that this should be nice and flippy. So let's try throwing it flat and see what happens. Yeah, there's definitely some turn for sure. All right, there's not much point putting this on an anhyzer unless we want to test this out as a roller, which we'll do that in a little bit. But discs that are flippy like this should be nice fun ones to put almost on a 45-degree angle. Like if this is 0 and I go down 45, should almost be able to put that 45 degrees, have it pop up and go a long ways. Let's see if it'll do that. Flip up to flat. All right, didn't all the way get to flat. Yeah, that's a great crusher. Guys, I can't recommend enough finding a disc that'll flip up for you. Find a mid-range that'll flip up, fairway driver, which is what this is, and then maybe even a distance driver too. You guys are gonna get a lot more distance out of your discs. You're gonna be able to do more creative lines. If you just stick to mostly overstable discs all the time, you're missing out. Before we test this against some other discs, why not do an anhyzer? We already did the flat hyzer. Let's go ahead and put this on an anhyzer. Should be able to get down on a roller. And I think this has got enough stability that we should get a pretty decent long roller with this too. There we go. Yes, 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 yes. Very good. It's definitely not like a 400-foot roller, but that was a good 350, so that's pretty decent. Discs that I think that are comparable to this really flippy 9-speed disc from Discmania, the Function, are, we got the Ethos Mantra. Definitely the Ethos plastic is the more flippier one. Yeah, I know the numbers aren't equal to this Function, but I think in the Ethos plastic, it should be pretty close. Also, we got the Freetail from Mint Discs. Numbers are very close to the Function, and almost identical numbers too from Yaikun Discs. We got the Shi-Ha, I think is how you say that. And I just did a review of this one the other day. If you haven't seen it, check it out up here. But let's test these out. So let's do our baseline. We're just gonna do a hyzer. I'm not gonna go 45 degrees as much. Maybe we'll go about 30. Is that accurate? I don't know. We're gonna go about that angle with all these. Let's see if they flip up and go dead straight. Maybe a little hyzer, flip up, might even give us a turn. Let's find out. There we go, nice flip up, a little bit of a turn, and then a finish. That is a crush. All right, guys, that's why you gotta get flippy drivers, because you can do nice long shots like that. Now let's go with the Ethos Mantra here. Yep, flip up. Didn't quite get all the flip up. Okay, so there you can definitely see the Mantra is more stable than the Function. Now the Freetail. Freetail says that it should be flippier than the Mantra, so I think it should be close to the Function. There we go, nice flip up to straight. Not sure why I threw that so low, but you did see with the similar angle, it was able to get flipped up to flat. And then here we got the Shi-Ha from Yaikun Discs. I tested these out. This one was definitely flippier than this one in the different plastics. So let's start with this one first. This is the Glaze X plastic. There we go. That fly is almost identical to that function. Wow. If I didn't know any better, I'd think those are the same disc. All right, and then this is the sick intercolor plastic by Yaikun. Feels great. Similar to like a jawbreaker plastic, but flies more stable. There we go. Flipped up to flat, and then we get a nice finish. Sweet. All right, let's do one more round with these, but as rollers. Now, those of you that might think you have slower arm speeds than me, you're really gonna like these discs too, because they might not flip up on a hyzer like they are for me, but I bet if you lay them nice and flat, it's gonna do a similar thing that my hyzer flip discs do. Just gonna go straight, might give you a tiny bit of a turn. It's gonna give you a lot of great distance. So you need to check some of these out. After collecting the discs, man, the Shiha and the function were almost identical. Shiha did go about 10 feet further than the function. Don't know what that's about. The Shiha definitely has more dome to it. Super domey, that might be part of it. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some rollers. Now, I'm not a roller expert. In fact, I'd say I'm probably a roller newbie, but part of becoming a roller is finding a disc that's gonna be easy for you to roll. So let's see which one of these is gonna be the easiest and maybe give us the most distance. Okay, we're gonna start with the function. All right, pretty easy to get down on an angle, and that thing's a good angle, going far, curls up pretty quickly at the end there. Wow, that was a pretty far roller. Now let's go with one of these free tails here. All right, a little harder to get on a steeper angle, which made it turn into a cut roller. Okay, it's definitely a little harder to get on a roller angle. If you want to do cut rollers, that was great. Now let's go ethos mantra. All right, ease of getting down on an angle was perfect. I think that came down on the best angle for distance for sure. We're getting max flight out of that thing. All right, ethos mantra, that was pretty good. And we're gonna end up with the Shihas. There we go, ease of getting on an angle, awesome. It's getting the full flex out of it, just like the ethos mantra. That's a great one too. And last but not least, let's do the intercolor Shiha. This one is a little more stable, so I'm hoping it'll ride that line a little bit longer. And I think it did, maybe just a tad longer. Okay, let's go collect these and we'll close it out. So after collecting those discs and checking out the distance, they were all almost identical as far as distance. Actually, the Shiha and the function were almost in the same spot. They were almost exactly in the same spot. I feel like these two are definitely comparable. They have almost the same dome. The Shiha definitely has a little bit more dome, so I think that gives it a little bit extra flight out of it. But these two are almost identical for sure. I really like how Discmania is now coming out with some beginner-friendly discs. I think that's a great move for you guys. Keep up the good work. So guys, if you're looking to get into some Discmania discs that are a little more slower arm speed, beginner-friendly, this is definitely a must-have for sure. I'd probably say this is closer to like a Sidewinder or a Roadrunner from Innova. So if you guys like discs like that, but you want to throw it in Discmania, you guys should check these out. All right, if you're looking to get some discs like this or some of the other ones I showed you today, you guys know where to go. Use my code, save 10%. All right, guys, until I see you next time, peace out.